We're only like 12 hours after last night, but or actually, I guess we're more because it's later in the day. But any other thoughts on last night and what transpired and how that got away from you?
Yeah, I mean, we get a chance to look at all the situations in detail, obviously. But the general picture of the game was similar to the one I had after the game yesterday as well. Quite an even first half. Soft goal we concede. Didn't concede much more. Lacked a little bit determination and hunger to score goals in that first half, which we improved a lot in the second half. We had more bodies in the final third, created more chances and scored a couple of really nice goals. So we had a really good period there in the second half where I thought we played well, and then obviously extremely disappointed to concede the goals in the way we did.
It was regardless of the time of the game when the goals are being scored. It seems like the defense is just allowing more goals just in general. I mean, what are you seeing as to whether it's personnel, whether it's formation, whether it's people handling assignments? Where's it going wrong? Because obviously the goal total allowed has gone up substantially.
Yeah. I think we're pretty aware of the differences between the beginning of the season and after that. And all the changes we've had to make. I've said it before. It was the start of the season. Performance-wise, playing-wise, we were not 100% happy. But obviously, we had the results and we defended extremely well and look to build on that. And after all the injuries, we struggled to do so, and we have a lot of players who have come in and done extremely well. I mean, JGR now is an example. Last couple of games done really well, and many others as well. But again, I've said it before. These changes makes it difficult for you to build on something you have been working on. Beginning of the season and pre-season.
You obviously love soccer a lot, but has even this run been a lot of games for you? Been looking forward to getting past this Colorado game and having a little bit of a breather with no midweek game?
Yeah, I think there's always good or bad timing. And there's no secret we're looking forward to getting players back from injuries. And if you have a period with a lot of games when you're struggling with those injuries, you risk losing points. But we all like to play a lot of games, and we look forward to them. I mean, it's been a lot of tough games as well, good opponents. Yesterday was one of them, but I thought the picture of the game was good in many ways. It was a very even game, and it has been like that in a lot of games and away games. We just need to improve in the details and in execution in various ways to get the results.
We go Justin and Matt Baker.
Coach, looking ahead at Colorado this week, earlier in the season when they were in St. Louis, it was maybe one of the better performances the club had had. Obviously, you don't get the win, but looking back on that, are there things that you saw the club doing at that moment that you're not doing now, or what is kind of your takeaway heading into Colorado then?
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways it looked a little bit similar to yesterday. That game we had quite a lot of possession. Struggled to create enough chances through that possession, and lacked a little bit of determination, hunger, and bodies in the final third. It was a decent game, I thought. So we have been looking at that and what they have done since, and looking at how we can improve on that game to get the 3 points.
And then lineup wise, obviously, like Tom said, a lot of games, but you have a pretty first choice lineup last night, and then heading into Saturday. Should we expect a lot of change ahead of that game, or is it still like a pretty important match for you?
Yeah, it's extremely important, but also there's one day less compared to the last time of recovery. It's a balance and something we're looking at. To have the players with freshness and putting an 11 that we think is going to win the game.
Coach, post-game last night, Roman Berkey referenced your tactics of zonal marking on the defense. I was curious if there's any thought to changing that underlying philosophy of instruction for your defenders, given the massive amount of goals they've scored recently.
Yeah, I think that is one of the reasons which we changed a little bit. We looked extremely vulnerable against them at the weekend. So really struggled to get first touches and second balls as well, and conceded. So we wanted to make a little bit of a change there, and I thought it worked really well. Up until again we make a lot of changes, and other players come on and take different roles, and with instructions and everything. That's always a puzzle at the end of the games. It often happens that in set pieces you don't have, obviously as much time as you do to prepare before the game. I thought it worked well up until they scored, obviously.
And looking at some of those puzzle pieces, you mentioned last game kind of your lack of center back availability. You referenced Henry Kessler, Joachim Nilsson, a couple of the guys who weren't on the matchday roster. I mean, I know the Open Cup has a lower limit, but Jay Reid, Michael Wenzel, why aren't they seeing more minutes, especially if you're struggling to fill center back slots?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Jay is not a centre back really. He's more of a left back, and he was out for a long time. So we haven't made the 100% decision yet, but City 2 has a game tomorrow that would be a possibility for some to get minutes. We haven't made that decision yet because, as you said, we're not that many in that position, and Jannes now is in doubt as well. That was a thought we had for Jay to get minutes with City 2, and Michael as well. Michael is another player who has struggled a little bit with injuries. It's been a little bit stop and start. So it would be good for him to get minutes with City 2 as well. But we will see the availability for the weekend, and it's a possibility that we bring them instead of them playing with City 2.
I guess on the topic of Jay Reid in particular being a left back, I'm kind of curious on the puzzle pieces that you're talking about, where if you put Jay Reid in the match, it allows Jonas Horn to slide into a center back slot, for instance. And so one of Josh Yarrow, Kyle Hebert, Timo Baumgartel wouldn't have had to start, and you would have had an extra center back on the bench. So how does that play into kind of moving some of the wingers around that would give you that center back depth?
Yeah, I mean, that's, things we put a lot of thought into, as you can understand. How do we get the most out of these players and playing them in the right positions and choosing the right formation within that. Yesterday we played a pure back four, with some tweaks, but we're thinking a lot about those things, obviously, and again, it's a puzzle. I think looking back at the last game of last season, played Minnesota with a back four of Tots, Henry, Joachim, and Jannes, and all of them were injured for the first game against Minnesota. Now we had Jannes back and came out at halftime. So that says something about the changes we make, and with that said, I think all of those guys have done really well at the back. Playing all those games and all those minutes as well, and we will need them for Saturday as well.
Then on the other side of
1 second, Matt. We'll go to Rocky first, and then
One thing you talked about from the beginning of the season is the defense starting up front with a striker. João Klauss has come out of the games early the last few weeks, and you've also happened to give up goals. Not saying they're directly connected, but is there something to you guys maybe losing a little bit of maybe the pressure or the structure when a guy like João Klauss comes out that then is allowing for some of these mistakes to lead to goals late in games?
I mean, I've said before, we're not necessarily wanting to make this. We had an extremely good period in the second half yesterday, so there were not like changes, tactically or too much in personnel that we really wanted to do. But for various reasons, and all of the individuals are different. We sometimes have to make those changes, and whether it's Klauss or someone else. I mean, Klaus's calf tightened up quite a lot yesterday, so he needed to come off. I think he should be fine for the weekend, but various things that affects those changes, and some we don't necessarily want to do, but it also affects set pieces, like we said. Klauss has his position, and then we shift things around when we make changes. So a lot of decisions are being made in those final stages of the game, and unfortunately it hasn't worked out well lately.
We're finishing off with Tom Timmerman.
Did Giannis come out with an injury last night, or was that planned at 45?
No, he came out injured. We don't know yet. Doubtful for the weekend, I would say, but we don't know yet.
Any of the injured players potentially coming back?
Alfie was training today. We will see. Also doubtful for the weekend. Apart from that, no.
So, what has been the impact of Kessler being out? It seems like that has just kind of put a hole in the.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned again. I mentioned that back four from the last game last season. I mean, Tots as well was doing. I've said before, Tots did extremely well in preseason and the beginning of the season, and it's a position also that we don't have so much cover. We played quite a few different players in that position, and it's not probably not their best position. So and Henry did extremely well in the beginning of the season. We had these games. We were put under a lot of pressure. San Diego, LA Galaxy, and he had great games, getting headers in, blocks in, good on set pieces. So Henry did extremely well for us in the beginning of the season.
And do you and the team feel the pressure growing with every one of these games now when you don't get a win?
Yeah, I mean, I do, for sure. And, I think, I don't know if the players feel pressure, but you can really sense the desperation for points. I think you can see that in us playing in many ways as well. You could see that in the second half. How much that meant to get those couple of goals and to get that energy in the team. Yeah.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
on the broadcast last night, you looked so happy when you came off the field with a 2-1 lead. What are the emotions for you on a night like that when you guys look like everything's going great, the offense is great in chances, you come back to get a lead and then you lose it?
Yeah, mix of feelings for sure. We talk a lot about things that we have to get better, and I think the attitude yesterday was good. I think until we conceded the goal, like we had the ball, we were moving the ball around, and we even when we conceded the goal, I think the attitude was good to not let this goal push us down and just try to keep going and change the situation that we are now. Then yeah, we score the 2 goals, and I think we had the control of the game in this moment. I think we were doing well. As you say, I was happy when they left the field, and I was watching the guys playing and pushing. In one moment, I see also Minnesota was in a low block, even losing the game at home, and that's the kind of attitude and character that we need. Like even when we're winning games, keep pushing. And yeah, when they score 2 goals in 3 minutes, I couldn't believe, and this really crashes.
What do you think happens to this team late in games when it allows so many goals?
I think we have to be concentrated during 90 minutes. I think we already had this experience enough times to figure out that we have to go 100% until the last minute. The games can change very quick, and yeah. As I say, we have been talking a lot. We have been working a lot on these things, and yesterday I thought it could be a step in the right direction, but yeah, unfortunately, these 2 goals put us out of the U.S. Open Cup. That was a tournament that we want to go through. There was a chance to have a title, also a spot for CONCACAF next year. So yeah.
How is all these results these last 2 months without a win, just how is it dragging the team? I mean, is it heavily on your shoulders? Not your shoulders, but the team's shoulders. How does this affect the team when you go through a spell like this?
Of course, it's disappointing. I think now it's time for everybody to take accountability, see what we can do better. It's not just players, staff, all the club. We have to be together in these situations. There is no another way to go out of the situation if it's not together. Of course, we feel for our fans because they put so much. They support us so much. They always give us the best support possible, and we feel for them. But yeah, as I say, I think everybody has to do more now. Coach, players, everybody. If we have to stay on the field and work more on the field, we have to. But yeah, it's too early in the season to just give up and wait for the next season. That's not how it works. That's not what we want. That's not what the fans want. Even you guys that follow us every single day. So yeah, the only thing that I can promise is that we're gonna work hard. We're gonna try to change the situation. We're gonna do our best until the last day.
We go Matt, then Justin.
Klauss, do you have any kind of injury going on?
No.
What are you hearing from the staff when you've been subbed out of these games recently? Because you haven't gone a full 90 since Vancouver almost 2 months ago.
Yeah, yesterday in the first half, my calves got really tight. So when I went to the second half, I told the physical coach and the physiotherapist that I was with this, I not call a problem, but my calves were really, really sore. I was able to manage this for a long time. I was happy with that, but yeah, I was already after the first half, I had some pain. But yeah, I think this game, yeah, I felt something. That's not an injury, but it's something that was bothering me during the game. And yeah, I think we have 30 players in our roster. Like everybody, it's important. Everybody, we trust everybody, and if coach makes a decision to change me in the minute 60, or maybe that I play 10 or 15 minutes, is his decision, and I respect that. But yeah, I will always try to be available to help the team.
The usual suspect, so to speak, as far as switching on and off, whether you start or he starts, is Simon Betcher lately. It seems like as that handoff occurs, or as that sub occurs, things tend to change in the game flow, the concessions late in the game. And I'm not putting anything on Simon Betcher, obviously, but I'm curious, are there any tactical changes that you're aware of that occur when one of you comes in or goes out? Because you're obviously different style of players.
Yeah, for sure. We're different players. But yeah, I heard the stats that you guys put in. I think we try to not see so much, but of course comes to our locker room as well sometimes. And what I can say is Simon is an amazing human being. He's an amazing player. Like when he comes in, the only thing that I see, it's a guy that pushes so hard. The guys that he runs everywhere to help the team. He pushed so hard, and I don't think from these goals that we conceded, he made a mistake in one of them. About the other, normally comes like Simon, one more player or two more players with him, then maybe there is some tactical change that I'm not aware with, because I'm leaving the field in the moment. So this might be something, but I'm not sure about it.
Justin?
Yeah, looking ahead to Colorado, obviously when they are here in St. Louis, it was one of the better performances from the team. You don't get the result, but looking ahead to how you bring that to Colorado on Saturday, like, is there maybe a little bit more confidence than would normally be there given the state of the team currently?
Yeah, we had a good game against Colorado here. Of course, we were not able to score in this game. But yeah, Colorado is a tough place to play. We all know that. They have a good team. I think we have to take the positivities from this game against Minnesota. The good attitude from the team. Most in the, let's say, 80 minutes. I think the last 10 minutes we can agree that wasn't good enough. But yeah, we have to take this positivities from this game, and we have to keep building. As I say, it's like early in the season for us to be sad, to be upset, to be sorry for ourselves. Like our fans show up every single week, and we have to keep going. We have to keep pushing. We even with the season that we're playing, we are not that far for playoffs. It's 2 games that we win, and then you are back there. So we have to keep believing and keep pushing.
Kevin, let's go back to Kevin real quick. Kevin, shout it out.
You mentioned before, your calves were sore. How do you manage through that pain, knowing that the team needs you out there to play, and counting on you and other players to be able to, produce scoring wise and stuff? How do you go about, saying it to the staff, and managing through it, knowing if the team is streaking and needs you to be out there?
Yeah, I think it's also a mental game with yourself. Like I don't think any player play 100% every time without feel anything. That's part of the job. It's part of the work. I just wanna show a positive attitude on the field, to try to give a good example for my teammates. Try to show them that I'm fighting for them, and lead by example. I think you can influence other players, when they see that you're running, that you're pushing, you're challenging, you winning duels, I think this has a positive influence in the team, and that's what we need now. We need positive attitude. We need good examples, players that showing that they want to win the ball, that they want to win duels, and I think this will bring positivity and let's say luck. Maybe the luck will come to our way again, and and then we need a win for sure to change the things around.
We'll close things out with Tom Kevin.
How are you feeling just playing wise? I mean, you've scored now 2 goals in the last like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. How are you feeling out there?
I'm feeling good. As I say, I'm trying to push myself every day. I'm trying to be positive. Of course, we are human beings, and we have our moments where we are upset or we are a little bit negative. That's part of life. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm trying, not happy with the situation for sure, but as I say, trying to be a good example, trying to be positive, trying to show my teammates that they can count on me. If I have to run for them, I will do it. If I have to win a duel for them, I will do it. And I think that's the attitude that everybody needs to have right now, and also something that our fans want to see.
And how do you handle it personally in a situation where your coach, he has to slip into the room that his job is in danger at this point? How does that affect you when you go out on the field?
I think he's not the only one right now. I think everybody's in the hot seat now. I think players fighting for contracts. Of course, Olof is fighting for his job and trying to make the right decisions to make the team better. I think nobody's safe right now, and as I say, it's a situation that we have to be together, and we have to go through this together. There is nothing else that we can do.
Yeah, it seems like the next step is not just one change, but a lot of changes.
I don't make this decision, so I can't answer this question.
Klauss, thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys, thank you.